Also, kind of some exciting news. I think it's good for the industry news for sure. Mafia: The Old Country has beaten internal expectations, and as you can see, according to Strauss Zelnick, it actually well surpassed their internal expectations, which were not like crazy high or anything, but they actually did manage to pass and surpass expectations and return a hefty profit on Mafia: The Old Country, which is good because as he says, Zelnick says, it proves there's a market for narrative games done well. What we suspected was confirmed, which is just if you give customers or consumers a great narrative experience that's a lot of fun, somewhat contained at a fair price, then you can have the perfect result, which I think is true. You don't need every game to be GTA. You don't need every game to be, some big AAA open world adventure game. You can have a fairly constrained narrative. You can put it in a big open map. But if you give players what they want and you just don't try to bite off more than you can chew, you can find amazing success with it. And that's what seems to have happened with Mafia: The Old Country, which I think is really good because, for one, I think it means that we get another Mafia game. It probably also will be of a similar pitch. Like, I don't think they're going to do anything like attempting Mafia 3 again. I think it'll probably be another Mafia game, but in the same scale as Mafia: The Old Country. And I think that that's a good place for Mafia. I think Mafia's problem has always been that it was always about the stories, but the influence from the outside was always to try and push it into being a mini GTA. And that just doesn't really work, because making a GTA is incredibly expensive and very, very difficult. And that was never their strength, their strong suit. And Mafia: The Old Country, I think, is a much better format for a game like that. So I'm excited to see whatever they do next, but it's a good win for Hangar 13. They had a really rough go of it for a long time, and seeing them find some success with this is really, really exciting. And I think it's just really good to see. They had other things they described in the earnings call. For example, the critical acclaim for Borderlands 4 was superb, and we're really happy with the release. Equally, as you know, there were some challenges with the Steam release. Gearbox has been addressing those challenges and will continue to do so. So in terms of units sold out of the gate, the numbers were a little softer than we would have liked. In the fullness of time, we think it's going to do great. So they say the numbers out of the gate for Borderlands 4, a little softer. They specifically point to the Steam side of things, which have had plenty of problems, but we'll see where that lands. Borderlands is just one of those games that kind of sells perpetually. Like, even Borderlands 3 is still selling like crazy. It's ridiculous, but a little softer than they wanted. NBA stuff, frankly, who cares? Maybe that's bad. GTA Online stuff, they describe that because that's also a big component of their business, of course. And then, of course, they were discussing the GTA 6 delay, and he says that he really believes in it. Whatever that means. We'll see when that happens. But anyway, fun news, good news again for the industry, because I think it means that you'll see more games kind of like this greenlit, which again is really, really good for the industry, because these smaller experiences have largely been lost. You don't get a lot of these AA size games anymore, except from indie teams. So to see a big company like 2K backing it is really exciting and encouraging. So I think it's good news. It's good news. Glad to see it. Can somebody just put me in a coma for a year? Just, quickly. Dude, so much of this stuff has reminded me of, like, you remember the South Park episode where it was he's waiting for the Wii. He's waiting for the Wii, and he's just marching back and forth. Come on. Check the watch again. Come on. It's so good.